What's up, guys? So if you're weird and you haven't read the title yet, you could tell what this video is already about. Could you see that? I got this shirt from E3 and I love it. It's the Dragon Age Inquisition shirt. The back is awesome. See that amazingness? I know. Y'all are jealous. Anyways, the point to this video is the Dragon Age website just posted, very discreetly as well, a few new things. Although, I believe it's not working well, because when I was looking through this stuff, it doesn't work very well. I think it's because they just put it up, and it's off, and you can't read some things. But the things that are most important, you can read. Pretty much, we now have some information on who you're going to be, who your Inquisitor is going to be. The little background blurb, we now have it for each class, for each race. It really doesn't change whether you're male or female. They actually give you the choice to choose. Like on there, you could switch male, female, and you could see that the blurb doesn't change at all. I'll put the link in the description exactly how to get to this page. It's under classes. There's a bunch of awesome stuff on this website, by the way. So if you guys don't visit this website, they update it more regularly now than they did in the past. So you guys definitely should go check it out. So I'm just going to read the little blurbs, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of my thoughts, and we'll go from there. As part of creating your Inquisitor, you will be able to choose between gender, one of 4 races, and 3 distinct classes. Each class comes with a unique set of abilities, weaponry, special moves, and even class reactive story content. Further, as your Inquisitor grows in power, you will be able to select a specialization. These advanced classes introduce entirely new abilities to your combat repertoire. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't read the little blurbs on the races. Okay, so I found a way to see the races. It's interesting because it does tell you like bonuses that you get if you choose the class. The layout of it's not correct. It just goes out of place. If you click on dwarves, copy that whole section, copy it, drink a cup of coffee, sit down, copy paste it into a document, a Word document, and then it'll show up. It does still copy the text that is being hidden behind the images. So I'll read the races first, and I'll start with human. Humans are the most numerous and powerful race in Thedas. They're also the most divided politically and seem to thirst for conflict. Human characters receive a bonus ability point at the start of the game. Elves are a historically oppressed people, distinguishable by their lithe frames and pointed ears. Though most survive in the poorest fringes of human cities, others live as nomads, known as the Dalish. Elves receive a bonus of 25% to ranged defense. Dwarves are short, stocky, and most spend their entire lives underground. Those living in exile on the surface are commonly merchants or smugglers. Because dwarves have no connection to the Fade, they cannot be mages, but receive a 25% bonus to magic defense. The Qunari are a race of horned giants who follow a strict religious text known as the Qun. Those who have abandoned its principles are known as Tal-Vashoth and often work as mercenaries. Qunari characters get a bonus of 50 to health. I'm not going to go into the classes because right now they only have one class for each, one specialization for each class. I will put them up on the screen for you guys to see, for those of you that don't know the classes yet, or the specializations, I'm sorry. The classes are obviously mage, rogue, and warrior. They have 3 specializations within each class. They haven't put up the information for all of the specializations. Only 1 specialization for each class is up right now, so I won't go into that because I already did in a previous video. As soon as they put up all the specializations, I will be doing a video on the classes and specializations and all that good stuff. But right now, let's skip to your particular Inquisitor. When you pick a race and a class, what do you get? So if you choose to be a Qunari warrior, this is what it says. Followers of the strict religious philosophy of the Qun, appeared like a tidal wave to the north of Thedas 300 years ago. You are Tal-Vashoth, a Kunari who has rejected the Kyun and never even lived in Kunari lands. As part of the Valo Kas mercenary company, you have earned a living by your own wits and the strength of your blade, ignoring the fearful looks you receive from those around you. Most recently, the company was sent to the Chantry Conclave as hired swords, meant to keep the peace between mages and Templars, a task that has gone horribly wrong. For each of these, I'm just going to read the difference, because some of these say the same thing. The mage is slightly different, but I'm going to read you guys the Kunari mage right now. And again, I'm going to leave out what I just read. You have earned a place within the Valokas mercenary company as its mage, possessing abilities that would have made you a pet slave among your own people. If I'm not mistaken, the rogue and the warrior are exactly the same. At the Conclave, which is going to be the beginning of Dragon Age Inquisition, at the Conclave between Templars and mages, that are trying to find a solution to their bickering and their problems and the freaking war before the fade rips. This is where it happens, so you guys are all in one place, and this is why the Inquisitor is there if you are a Kunari. And let's go to human. As the youngest child of the Trevelyan noble house, you grew up in the free marcher city of Ostwick and have enjoyed a life of privilege. With close family ties to the Chantry and many relatives among the priesthood and the Templars, you were always expected to follow a similar path in service of the Maker, regardless of how you feel about the matter personally. Willing or unwillingly, you were sent to the Chantry's conclave to assist relatives who sought to make peace between the Templars and mages. It didn't go well. There's no difference between the human rogue and the human warrior. It's exactly the same thing. Born to the Trevelyan noble family of Ostwick in the Free Marches, you were originally intended for a life of privilege until magical abilities surfaced at a young age, and you were forced into a life of confinement within Ostwick's circle of magi. Protected but stifled, educated but isolated, the circle would have been your entire future had the mages not rebelled against Chantry rule. Like it or not, you had to fight for your life against Templars hunting down all free mages. You joined the delegation of mages attending a Chantry conclave in hopes of negotiating peace with the Templars. So I think that one, out of all of them, is the most different. The Dwarven Rogue and the Dwarven Warrior are exactly the same, so I'm just going to read one. The Dwarves of Thedas are known for their once vast underground empire and guilds of merchants and warriors held in high esteem by the other races of Thedas. Not you. A cast-off surfacer, unwelcome among the dwarves or most humans, you have scraped by as part of a criminal fraternity known as the Carta, smuggling magical ore known as lyrium. As part of the ruthless Kadash family, you spent your life on the streets of various Free Marcher city-states, until you were sent to the Chantry Conclave as a spy, and everything changed. They still threw in the Dwarven Mage, which I was like, but it pretty much says you can't do it. Living in close proximity to lyrium for so long, the dwarves have developed a natural immunity to magic. The downside is that this exposure also makes it impossible for dwarves to wield magic. Dwarves who live on the surface will lose their protective immunity over time. Despite this, no known dwarf, surface or otherwise, has managed to wield magic. And finally, the elf. Like all the others, the elf warrior and the elf rogue are exactly the same. Enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You were raised in the wilderness to be a hunter. Relied upon by the Lavalon clan for food and protection, the clan wandered the north free marches and had little need to interact with humans, until the clan's keeper sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. So here's the mage, which is different. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Lavalon Dalish clan, and apprentice to its leader and guide, the Keeper. So that's pretty much it. Now let me let you know what I think. For a while now, a lot of people have asked me, who is your Inquisitor going to be? You know, what are you going to play as? And I have an idea of what I want to play, but I'm not really sticking to that, like saying that's exactly what I'm going to play. You know, I don't have like a list of things that I'm going to do. Like I'm going to romance this person, I'm going to choose to be this class, and I'm going to choose to be this race. You know, it's not all set in stone right now. Usually when I play games, I said this when I was talking about my Warden and my Hawk, is I sometimes choose something and it just doesn't feel right. So I know that that might happen. I'm almost sure that's going to happen in Inquisition because of all the options, and it's just going to be so hard for me to choose what I want to do. Even if I choose what I always choose, like if I'm like, okay, I'm going to choose male warrior. You guys know I love playing as warrior, and I always create male characters. Even then, like in Origins, I did that and it didn't feel right. I was like, this is not working for me right now. I'm going to be playing Inquisition, the introduction, many times until I feel like this is it. I feel like I would love to try a human mage female. The last time I ever played a mage was Final Fantasy XI online. I was a healer, so I did so much of that I really loved doing it. I think it's a really cool class, but I don't know. I got all maged out. I think I was like, I don't want to be the mage. I don't want to have to be running for my life all the time. I don't like the robes. Like it's always like really cheesy, and I'm like, I want the armor. I want to be able to wear those cool helmets and those shields and those swords. That's what I want. Because of the story of Inquisition, I feel like the mage is gonna have. It's not that I feel like it. It is, as you could see. The mage is the one that is different from the rest. The human mage sounds so intriguing to me, and I didn't just make this decision now. Even before then, I was like, the human mage is what I want to do. I'm not a fan of the elves. Kunari mage is another one that really interests me, but right now, I think I'm going to go human mage. I don't even know who I'm going to romance. You guys know I love beefcakes. You guys know I love beefcakes. For those of you that are new and don't know what I'm talking about, it's like, okay, that was random. I like apple pie, so what? Not like actual beefcakes. I mean, Sir Beefcakes. I've never called Sir Beefcakes by his name. Sir Beefcakes is Blackwall, and I feel weird saying Blackwall because I have never called him Blackwall, and I don't think I ever will. I think I'm always going to call him Sir Beefcakes. I love his name, Blackwall. I think he has an awesome name, but I call him Sir Beefcakes just because I feel like, it's a pet name. I love this guy. I don't even know him, but I know that I'm going to love him. I love Grey Wardens. The whole beefcake thing started because he's a beefy Grey Warden. I was like, oh my god, look at that beefy Grey Warden. He's all like... Obviously, Beefcakes has not been announced as a romance, which is killing me inside, not knowing. Oh my god, I hope he is. I'm gonna cry if he's not. Out of the people that have been announced as romances, there's nobody I would say, I don't think I'd romance them. I would romance everyone. Those are my ideas. That's how I'm going into Inquisition. Again, I'm not sure what I'm going to play as for sure, because I could say one thing now and it could completely change later because it has happened, especially with Dragon Age. But I think I would love to play the mage my first time around, just because of the story. A lot of tension there, and plus the Knight Enchanter it sounds awesome. So that's pretty much it. I'm excited about this. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments down below, out of what I just read, what sounds most interesting to you? Or did this change your mind? Were you set on something else and when you read this, you're like, no, never mind, I'm going to change it to this because this sounds cooler? So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.